All right, we're going to talk about something that really is a very serious problem, not just locally, but nationally. There are, and nobody really knows how many, but literally thousands and thousands of people, of Americans, are homeless in our country. October was National Homeless Awareness Month.
Yes, that's
right.
correct. Mm-hmm.
And many of these homeless people are veterans. And when you think of it, it's shameful that we have this situation. But there are some people here today who are trying to remedy it and help. Mm-hmm. And you're helping in your community, but hopefully by people seeing you, it will spread.
That's correct.
It's called Helping Hands Across Missouri, and I want to introduce you to Renee Bean. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And then we have Sean McGee. Good to have
Nice
you,
to be here.
Sean. Both of you from Helping Hands. Before we get into that, though, Sean wanted to say happy birthday to somebody.
I have a nephew who is turning 8, and I'd like to wish Austin a happy birthday.
Okay. Hey, and he played this on the piano for you this morning, too. We had to bring in a grand piano. So it's Austin?
Austin.
All right, happy birthday to you, Austin, 8 years old. Now we get into your organization. Your organization started, what, in September?
In September, we became aware through an email that there was a family living in the park in Moberly with 2 small children that had went through several months of heat and was in just some basic needs. And from that email, I sent an email, and it kind of just spiraled from there. We helped one family, and then we kind of seen that there was a need from other families that had contacted us, and most of us did not know each other. I mean, Sean and I had never met before we got involved with this organization, and so we've kind of reached out and tried to involve people that from the churches and the local organizations, and it's just been amazing that we've been able to find these people when we didn't know they were there.
Now, in Randolph County, you're working in Randolph County. How many homeless people do you know of? And that's only what you know of.
What we know of as far as being couch homeless, which is someone that's living with someone else, there's over 30 families, and we have helped a total of 6 families that were living without shelter. And
some people were living out in the woods.
Out in the woods. We had one family that had been in the woods behind Golden Corral in Moberly for over a year.
And the situation about this family, the father had cancer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead and tell the story.
He had cancer. He was a veteran, and the only shelter they could get into was not a couple shelter, so they couldn't stay together.
So they chose to stay together in the elements.
In the elements instead of going to a shelter.
And that's love.
That's love. They were very unique, and when we met with them before they left to go to the mission in New Mexico, it was just a moving experience to listen to them talk and to visit with them, and Sean went down when they left, and it was just so emotional. Yeah. And they're so, when they are actually homeless, actually needy, if number one, they're embarrassed most of the time, but then when you start helping them, it's just amazing in how they open their hearts and how we open our hearts, and it just seems to spiral. The effect just seems to spiral.
Now, the family that was living in the woods, the father had cancer. Your organization intervened. You were able to keep them together.
Yes.
And is he now having treatment for cancer?
Yes. They went to a mission in New Mexico, and there's a VA hospital right across the street. So he's able to get treatment. They can stay in the shelter together while he's getting treatment in, hospice, and then she's able to work because he has care there. So it was just a blessing. I mean, it came at the right time, and we purchased a bus ticket for both of them to go to get them down there, and it really was moving.
No, that was a miracle.
Yes,
that was a miracle, too.
It was.
Because here was a family, a husband and wife, who could have been separated taking shelter. But they chose to stay together in the elements because they loved each other, and they put everything else. They put love above everything else.
Absolutely.
How many other people are you working with at this point?
We have had a total of about 10 applications, and we've been able to help place or find shelter or find a home for at least 6 of those.
Yeah. Now, you know of at least 30 or 35 people in Randolph County. You know that there are more than
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. These are the ones that you're aware of.
That we're aware
but
of.
there are many other people who are not counted. And you think of that, that's in Randolph County. Think of all of the other counties in our viewing area, then think of our state, and think of our nation. which was one of the richest nations in the world, and we have people who are homeless.
Or homeless.
What do you think that we can do as a people to help?
Well, it's not so much, money. It's not so much money, and it's just that they need a helping hand, that's like our name, to fill out the paperwork for the benefits that are available. To help them, a lot of times they don't have IDs, driver's license, or Social Security cards, so that they can apply for these benefits.
If they don't have IDs, how do you go about getting identification? How do you know who they are?
That's where Sean comes in, and he helps us get them to the right authorities or the right agency to get them their IDs. Then we can apply for the benefits that they have, that they're eligible for.
The main thing first is getting their birth certificate to get the ID, because you cannot get an ID without the birth certificate.
So you have to have your birth certificate.
Exactly.
And have you ever come across anybody that does not have
Yes,
their birth
we
certificate?
have.
So then how do you handle that?
We have to go to the state they were born in and request it and have them fill out the paperwork to get it, which usually can take anywhere from just a couple of days to a month.
How do you prove that the person that you're trying to get the birth certificate for is really that person?
You've got to go through, basically, it's like doing family research. You've got to know the name of the parents and match them up.
So you're jumping through a lot of hoops for this.
Yes.
But you're doing it because you care about your fellow man.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And if we had more people like you two and your organization, we'd be in a lot better situation.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You're having a fundraiser to raise awareness and also to try to raise some cash to
Right,
help out.
exactly.
Tell me about that.
On January the 7th, we're going to be at Golden Corral in Moberly, and we're going to be waitresses and waiters. And we did this a few weeks ago, and it was just so much fun, and the people were so generous. We raised about $270 that night about 3 weeks ago. So we just invite everybody to come out and have
So
a
you're
meal.
working on tips.
Yes, we work
You're
for
working on
tips.
tips. So that'll be Helping Hands
So
across Missouri.
Yes.
We'll be waiting tables Monday, January 7th, 5 o'clock, Moberly Golden Corral, and they'll be looking for a handout from you if you go out there.
Absolutely.
Right. For more information, put that screen back up again if you will. For more information, you can call 660-353-9322. And what is that telephone number?
That is Sean's, and
Okay.
that reaches him, and then he gets a hold of the appropriate person. So.
Okay, so if you need assistance, or you know of someone who needs assistance, or if you would like to offer assistance, that's the number to call, 660-353-9322, or online is at helpinghands-mo.org.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Now, will that come right to you?
That's our website.
Website.
You can click on to contact us, and it will send us each an email.
Okay, all right. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And will you come back again in 2008?
Yes.
Because I think we need to keep our viewers aware of
All
what's
right.
going
We
on.
would love to.
Okay. Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank
we
you.
got some pictures real quick before we go, though. The first picture, if you'll put that up, is of the family that was
Went to the
living in the
mission.
woods. Was living in the woods, and now they're in a shelter, and he is getting treatment.
Yes.
This
Go ahead.
is the day we took them to the bus stop.
That was the day you took him to the
This
bus?
day we took them to the
Yes.
bus.
And that was very emotional.
Very, very emotional.
Yeah. And then, what is this picture?
This is a picture. We had a fundraiser at the Moose Lodge in Moberly, and we were all cooking in the kitchen, and so they took a picture of us to
Okay.
show us working there.
Make good food.
Yes.
All right.